Welcome back to Luke's Properties YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to retire on a 30k salary. Let's get into it. So on a 30k salary, your take home pay is going to be around £2,064 per month. Now out of that £2,064 a month, you need to allocate around 29 to 30% of that every month for investing. If you learn to do this and you remain disciplined and you do this consistently over a sustained period of time, it will change your life. You will never work again and you'll become financially free. But you have to learn to have discipline. You have to somehow find a way to live frugally and save and invest 30% of your income. So let's go through the numbers and let's have a look at what that looks like. So your take home pay is £2,064. You're allowed to spend 60% of that income on your needs, which is £1,238. So your rent plus your bills needs to be around £1,000. Now, the first thing people are going to say is, oh my God, rents are so expensive. £1,000 isn't enough to cover my rent and my bills. And yes, I understand what you're saying. You may have to make sacrifices now to live a life of freedom later on. So whether that means buddying up with a friend and sharing a flat, you split the rent and the bills, that would make living a lot cheaper. Or if you're in a relationship, maybe you and your partner could split the rent and the bills to make it more affordable. Or if you're still lucky enough to be living at home, then maybe just stay there. Don't worry what everyone else thinks. Don't worry about keeping up with the Joneses or what anyone else might think of you. Stay at home, save your money, keep your expenses low, and learn to invest, because this stuff will change your life. People who don't invest will be working until they're 67. So the quicker you can learn this skill, the better for your financial future. So buddy up with a friend, share the rent with your partner or spouse, or just stay at home, save and invest your money. Your next expense will be food, and your allowance will be £150 a month. Now again, I know a lot of people are going to say, I need to spend more than £150 a month on food, blah, 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 blah. Yes, I understand if you want to be having steak every night, then yes, £150 a month isn't going to be enough for you. But if you can limit how much you spend on food, so no Deliveroo, no Uber Eats, being frugal again, you should be able to go to Aldi and Lidl. You should be able to get enough protein and some carbs and some fruit for around £150 per month. And if you're not greedy, you should still be able to get 2 to 3 meals a day out of that. You need to be disciplined and learn to live on a budget. Remember, future you is going to thank you. So that's not shopping in Waitrose or Marks and Spencer's. That's Lidl and Aldi, and only buying things that you actually need. Your next cost will be your transport. Some people will get a train to work. Some people get the bus. Some people drive. But if I was you and I was in your position and I didn't own any assets, then I'll be looking to minimize my expenses. And traveling to work is a costly expense. So think about how you can reduce that. Maybe you can cycle to work. It will keep you healthier and it's going to reduce your travel costs significantly. Maybe you could walk. It's going to keep you healthier and reduce your travel costs. Maybe you could jump in with a friend who drives and contribute to the petrol. But one way or another, you need to figure out how to lower your travel expenses. So your budget for transport is £88. Now we're going to move on to wants. Now your wants are going to make up for 6% of your income, which is £123. So your wants will consist of £93 a month for fun, which I know doesn't sound like much at all, but you need to work out how to have fun without spending money. Maybe you can adopt some healthy habits, going for walks, going to parks. The latest one is joining a run club. These are all healthy habits that don't cost that much money. So start thinking about free fun. Start thinking about how you can have fun without spending money. There are many ways to do this. You don't have to spend money to have fun. That's just the bad programming that you have in your mind. You don't actually need to spend money to have fun. You need to be around good people, good company. So work out how to have fun without spending money. Remember, sacrificing now will give you freedom later on. This is just part of the journey. Your next cost will be your phone, which is going to be around £30 a month on a basic tariff. So we've covered your needs, we've covered your wants. Now you should have £703 left, which is around 29% of your income to invest. Now this is the best place for you to spend money, in investments. That £703 invested every month is going to allow you to retire way earlier than 67. So unless you want to work until 67, then don't listen to any of this advice. Keep spending loads of money, keep moaning about the cost of living, and don't buy any assets. But if you want to be free and you want to have financial freedom and time and location freedom, then you need to learn to invest. So this £703 you're going to invest every month, you're going to put that into a separate account, and that account is going to be used for buying property investments. So you're going to buy one buy to let every 2 years with a deposit of around £16,872. And in 10 years' time, you're going to own 8 properties. Now, yes, of course, you're not going to be able to afford a property in London, but you are going to be able to buy a cheap buy to let either in the north of England or in Wales, where I invest. You could buy a cheap 2-bed buy to let, very vanilla, very basic, for around £60,000 in West Wales. You could also find the same type of property in the north of England. And you should be able to find properties like this that are in good enough condition to rent out. You might need to paint and decorate them or do some of the work yourself, but generally speaking, there are £60,000 properties in certain areas in the UK that you can buy as they are on a buy-to-let mortgage and rent them out. Most people just don't want to travel outside of their comfort zone. But again, if you have to make sacrifices to live a life of freedom later on down the line, then so be it. So you're going to buy one £60,000 house every 2 years. Now let's have a look at how that will play out. So in year one, you'll just be saving. So you'll be practicing your habits. You'll be putting away £703 every month into a property investment account and remaining disciplined. Year two, you'll have enough to buy your first house. Year three, you'll be saving money again. Year four, you'll have enough to buy house number two. And remember, every time you buy a house, you're going to be creating an additional £200 to £250 per month in passive income. So once you have two properties, you could be making an additional £500. And then you're not taking home £2,000 a month, you're taking home £2,500 a month. And £500 of that is passive. So this is going to allow you to save a lot easier. And then maybe if you wanted to have a bit more fun or spend a bit more money on your wants, you could, because you have more passive income coming in from your investments. But you have to start and you have to be very disciplined in the beginning. So year four, you have two properties. Year five, the first property that you bought in year two has increased in value. So you'll be able to refinance that house, use the additional equity, plus some of the saved rental income to buy house number three. So by year five, you'll have three houses and you should be making an additional £750 per month in passive income. So you can see where I'm going with this. You can see how it's starting to grow and how your money's starting to compound. So let's look at year six. You've carried on saving and you've got enough to buy another house. So you buy house number four. Now you're making £1,000 a month in passive income and you're taking home around £3,000. So your goal of saving £703 is getting easier and easier because your income is increasing. And what's actually happening is you're starting to build your passive income. So rather than having to work 40 hours a week at work, you're now growing your passive income from your investments. And you're now at around £1,000 a month in passive income, which is a fantastic position to be in. You're making half of your salary from your investments. And now you should be able to start to see the finish line. Year seven rolls by and the house that you bought in year four has appreciated in value. So again, you refinance it, you use that additional equity plus some of the saved rental income to go and buy another house. Now you have five houses. Year eight rolls by and you carry on saving, you remain disciplined and you buy house number six. Then year nine rolls by and house number four has appreciated in value. So you know where I'm going with this. You refinance the additional equity, you use some of the saved rental income to buy another house. Now you've got seven houses. You get to year 10, you've still been saving your £703 a month, and then you've got enough for another deposit on your eighth property. So at this point, you're going to own eight properties. Your portfolio value should be around £500,000 plus. Remember, all of these houses are going to be appreciated in value every year by around 5%. So your wealth and your equity is growing. Your equity within this portfolio will be around 25%. Even when you've refinanced some of these houses, you're still going to leave in 25% of equity. So you're going to own around 25% of your £500,000 portfolio. So your equity will be £125,000. And your net rent, so your rent after all of your expenses, will be £2,000 a month in passive income. You've now replaced your salary that you were working 40 hours a week for with passive income from your investments, all from being disciplined and learning to invest 30% of your income every month. Once you've replaced your salary from your investments, you've got a choice. You can continue to work. Maybe you enjoy making £4,000 a month from your salary and your investments. Or maybe you don't like your job and you just quit and you can live off of your passive income from your investments. Rather than going to work for 40 hours a week, you now have all of your time back. So if you wanted to, you could start a business, you could start a little side hustle, you could just spend your time with loved ones and family, you could pick up a hobby, you could learn new skills, which will make you more money. Either way, you have options now. So from being disciplined and learning to invest 30% of your income, you've now built a £500,000 portfolio and you've replaced your active income that you have to work 40 hours a week for with passive income from your investments. This is how you retire on a 30k salary. If you've made it this far in the video, then as a token of my appreciation, I've included a free buy-to-let course in the video description below. If you want to watch a video where I show you a property that I've bought for £95,000, then watch this video next. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.